Okay, so this is dream part two. If anybody didn't see the first dream, I should have that uploaded before this one. So, this dream, I feel is more. Sorry, I can't get comfortable because I'm sitting on the floor. This dream, I feel, was more of a warning to others and also a confirmation. So, like, for me, I find it as a warning at times, and then many times more, I found it as comfort, and I lean on this dream over and over again. So, this is how the dream started, and I fell asleep in my bed, but I ended up waking up. I can't remember exactly because this is a while ago. This is at least a year ago. I had a dream that I uploaded on here that was maybe a couple months, maybe 3 months or so before I had this one that I'm going to tell you about. So I, just to give you some background, I fell asleep on my bed, but this is not the dream, by the way. My son, I remember he's still technically one. Let's just say babies don't sleep that well, even at one. So I think it was because he was getting up so much, that's why I got up. I can't remember why I got up, but I got up, and when I looked at the clock, it was, I believe, like 3-ish or sometime around then, and then I went to sleep on the couch. So it's almost like as soon as I fell asleep on the couch that this dream started. So the dream started where I was in an airport. I'm going to say it was an airport, but it was like a restaurant too. So let's say if you put an airport and a restaurant together, that's what you'd have. It had a bunch of round tables everywhere, and I was sitting down at one of the round tables, and I believe it was maybe in the middle. So it has, just like how you'd imagine an airport would have these giant long windows, which was off to my left. I assume what was off to my right was just like a wall, and a door. But I didn't ever really look that way. I just think I knew. You know how sometimes you know in your dream yeah. So on my left though was big tall windows, and there was a ton of people in the airport. One specific person in the airport was my Uncle Josh. He goes by Josh, but his name is Joshua. And I do know now a little bit of the significance of that. But in the dream I didn't really know. And for a while I didn't even know. So anyways, my Uncle Josh was standing among everybody. I think there was people standing, some people sitting. I don't exactly remember that part. It was definitely nighttime there, and there was everybody was having a good time too, from what I could see. There was laughing and almost like you're at some kind of party or something. And I wasn't laughing or anything. It was just like I was observing at first. And so there was music going on, and the music, I still have it in my head that it was like, it must have been Katy Perry or something, but it was singing some song about a shooting star. And when it was saying something about a shooting star, I just got this knot in my stomach that something bad was about to happen. So then, a shooting star started coming down, or you could say like an asteroid started coming down, and my uncle saw it, and he wanted to go make a wish upon that star that was falling. And I still had that knot in my stomach, like something bad was going to happen. So he ran out there's the window area. He ran out that window to go make a wish on this star. and everybody still seemed to be having a good time, laughing, and not really like noticing the danger of this. And I was still just watching him, and then when it hit, and it made a mushroom cloud, but like one that went towards you, not like up. That's the best way I can describe it. Or maybe you can say like a dust storm or something, or really dark dust storms, because I'm in Arizona and we have bad dust storms, but not like, it's not like a ours is a light tan dust storm coming at you. This was not anything like that. It looked like something that was destructive. So as the you could say debris started coming towards us, it got about halfway, and that was when people noticed that this is serious. And that's just when I was still seated too. Like the entire time I was seated while this was happening, but I still had that knot in my stomach. And I don't even remember what that knot felt like, because ever since that dream, I've had such a peace come over me that, like, just short testimony real quick, I haven't been pulled over in years, and on Friday I was pulled over, and unfortunately it was because of registration. My van, anyways, long story short. We're humans, we make mistakes, even sometimes neglect our vehicles and forget when the registration was due. But in the past, when I was younger, when I get pulled over, I would always get scared. I don't know why. It's not like they're humans too. They're police officers are humans. Anybody who has an authority above us, they're still humans, and we all technically in the Lord's eyes have the same authority. So anyways, I was really shocked when this officer came up to me that there was no fear. And if anything, I had like a hunger I had my Christian music going too, and I was just coming back from prayer night. And there was this hunger that what he was seeing and experiencing was hopefully a seed that was being passed on. And honestly, he could have already been a Christian or whatever it is. But I was just hoping that in this moment of him having to pull me over, like, the Lord would use it for good. So it was different. And I loved it. Didn't love the fact of, getting pulled over, not that sake, but I was trusting that the Lord had us, and we were going to be fine. So anyways, back to the dream. Sorry. For anybody, I know I did receive some comments that I talk a little too much. Wherever I'm driven to say something, it might not be specifically for you, but it might be for somebody. Like, I do believe that when we can feel so compelled to say something for the good of someone else, that it might just be what they need to hear. Maybe it'll be confirmation to them that the Lord is answering a question that they might have. But anyways, so once the storm got about halfway, everybody realized at this point that this is serious, and they started just running for their life, just running past. And I just remember, like, my eyes were on the storm and still had the fear, and then I just remember seeing people just whoosh, 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 like, don't know who it was, but just people running, and I'm assuming exiting the door behind me. And so at that point, you would think, like, I wouldn't be looking at the storm fearful, but I was. And before the storm hit the glass, like, hit where I was at, it was like the Lord gave me this instant download of information, like, I'm here. And it was at that very moment that he gave me that information that he was here, that I became so joyful that I was overwhelmed with this joy, and I couldn't even, at that point, like, I couldn't stay still. I stood up immediately, and I looked up, and I said, Jesus. And as soon as I said Jesus, the storm had blown over me, and it was dark. It was dark, and my hands were tingling at that moment. I don't know if my hands were up or down, honestly. I just remember my hands being tingling. I was sleeping on the couch, so that could have impacted that. But I was looking, I believe it happened for a reason. Like, honestly, if the Lord let me remember that, then why wouldn't have it happened for a reason? Oh, my feet. Can't even stay still now because the floor is not comfortable. Anyways, so the storm had blown over me, and I didn't feel any fear though. There was no fear. There was, even the storm was over me and it was black, I still had no fear. I had like this hope still. And but then I started to get like a little impatient. And as soon as I started to get a little impatient, that was when I started like asking to see the Lord. Like, I remember thinking in my head, this one I could still remember, let me see you, Lord. I know I was saying something else too, but I can't remember what that was. But it was pretty much, me asking to see the Lord. And it was at that moment when I started like pretty much begging him. That was when it was like the light started to, I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't like I was actually seeing a light, but there was you could say like a hope, that was coming to me that was stronger. And I knew like I was just about to see him, and then I woke up, which is amazing, that was just like cliffhanger, and then you wake up. It was like I was so close. But that was that dream, and I know now that that a lot of parts of the dream, the warnings of that dream, had to do with his coming. So there's a lot of and I have a lot of friends too that believe in the pre-tribulation. Seek the Lord, like true heartedly seek the Lord with an open heart about that, because it won't matter what I say to you if you don't have an open heart. As meaning, an open heart means that you're ready to receive the Lord. You're not so stuck in, no, I know it's this because I believe this is from the Lord. No, you're taking it as like okay, Lord, I'm receiving this information. What do you say? I'm coming to you for your wisdom. Because even if we believe that we come to the Lord with with asking for his wisdom, maybe we've seen things from different places and we just believe wholeheartedly because, but I saw information here and this, and that makes a lot of sense. And it might make sense to us, but I truly believe we need to seek the Lord on his wisdom. I'm speaking this for myself too, guys. So that's why, like, I took the other, if anybody, the people who were subscribed, if you're rewatching these and going, hey, didn't she already share these dreams? Well, it's because I had doubt, and during that time of going through, you could say like this wilderness, it felt like a wilderness, I took them down, and I was uncertain about them. I wanted to seek the Lord and make sure that I was getting it fully from the Lord and not just stuck in my ways, if that makes sense. I wanted to make sure it was coming from the Lord, not me. So I believe this was a warning that my Uncle Josh, like it hurts my heart to say that, but I'm not saying specifically for him. He has been in relationships with men, and I believe in the dream who he was supposed to be representing was the Antichrist, and that the Antichrist would like make a wish on the star, like in other words, perform some kind of a miracle before Jesus's return. And also that halfway, when the storm got about halfway, in the 7 years, once it gets to about halfway, the 3.5 years, then that's when everybody will realize, oh, this is serious. What else did I gather from that? It was very obvious with the seventh plague that would be raining hailstorms, and that would be the Lord's return. Instead of, in Noah's days, when it rained water. Well, this is going to be raining like fire or rocks, you could say. I mean, these rocks were on fire, so, or this rock that I had, it was just one rock in the dream, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't many more falling after that. Although the rock does resemble Jesus, so that could also be Jesus being the rock. So let me know if after prayer and really seeking the Lord, if you guys have anything else that you would like to add. I really do love communion with I don't know if I'm using that word right. But I believe that, the Lord can reveal information not only to me, but to other people. I've talked to people where sometimes they have, I've given them the dream, and then they start telling me either about an event that happened in their life, and it's like a light bulb moment where the Lord reveals something through a person. So I would love to call you guys all brothers and sisters, and let's all do the will of the Father. If you have something to share, don't be shy of sharing it. It doesn't matter if people don't believe you. If you are doing the works of your Father in heaven, that's all that matters. Your brothers and sisters will be the ones who do the works of your Father and your mother. I'm saying that more because I'm also trying to remind myself that I have shared this dream with many people, family and all, and have been, I guess you could say, shunned for it, or called crazy for it, and not a very welcoming feeling. You want to feel loved, and all I can say is that I am not ashamed of the Lord's word, and I do want to do my Father's work. So if that means I have to step out and look a little crazy to some people, then that's what I'm going to start doing, is stepping out and looking crazy to some people. Because the Lord's work, my Father's work in heaven, is a work that's going to save lives, truly saves lives. So I will continue to do more videos if I feel the Holy Spirit move within me to make more. I'm feeling like He wants me to talk about healing and the anointing of healing. So I will have to make a separate video on that, because I don't know, this one's already 18 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make another video on that one. Thank you so much if you have gone this far on this video, and I hope I can talk to some of you guys.